I think the business climate itself is okay. It's not as robust as it was a year ago. And I think what the markets are really worried about, even more so than the trade tensions, is what's happening on the central bank front.
Sure.
Right? We know that the Fed is tightening policy. We got a swift market reaction with the BOJ hinting at changing their low rate policy, which is really the bedrock of global rates.
Yep.
And so I think the markets are really reacting to that more than the trade. The trade is so hard to ascertain, right? It's rhetoric versus reality, and so we've been ignoring it from a market standpoint for the most part, but at some point it will weigh on surveys and business climate and investment.
Bottom line, though, with the next ECB meeting coming up tomorrow, in fact, is there anything in the recent data to make the ECB change course?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Obviously, the first quarter was quite weak. That was, driven by, weather, which is always a great excuse, of course. But I think it's still on par for where the ECB wants to be, tightening policy or being less accommodative. And I think the markets are kind of realizing that.
This week we have been tracking some moves in yields higher across the board, really. I mean, you talk about speculation around the Bank of Japan. JGBs were going higher, of course, on that. A little bit of a take back now, but still, do you think this trend continues?
No, not necessarily. I think it was somewhat of an overreaction around the change in yield curve control out of Japan. At the same time, you had Trump tweeting about the Fed. He's worried about the economy, so he's trying to take a proactive role to complain about it. He doesn't want to make sure the Fed does anything to harm the economy. No, I
Complaining
think
about
so.
it won't necessarily change what's going on at the Fed, though.
You would hope not. So, I mean, it is an independent
right?
institution. Yep. Central banks, by and large, are an independent institution, and I think the markets know that ultimately.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.